sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy.
You want
Much
to break
love to
and
all.
steal highly regulated equipment.
This could be hard to take it out there.
Ectispacy, also splanchomancy, haruspicy, hieroscopia, and hieroscopy, is the practice of using anomalies in animal entrails to predict or divine future events. From Latin ectispicium, to view, to consider. The officials were known as ectispices or auspices, and one of the instruments they used was called by the same name as their craft, the ectispicium. Organs inspected can include the liver, intestines, lungs, or other major organs, which afterwards were burnt in a sacrificial fire. Sometimes the observation of how the flame burnt the sacrifice was also necessary for the prognostication.
What the hell is this?
The animal used for ectispacy, usually a sheep or an ox, must often be ritually pure and slaughtered in a special ceremony. The practice was first common in ancient Mesopotamian, Hittite, and Canaanite temples. It came to the Etrurians from the Babylonians, as most forms of divination were derived from Mesopotamia. Organ models and ectispacy manuals in cuneiform script are widely found in archaeological excavations in the regions, showing the prevalence and significance of ectispacy. It is said that Romulus chose aruspices from the Etrurians. Soothsayers from ancient Roman times used the entrails of a bull to determine the advisability of a particular endeavor, and Etruscans used patterns seen in the livers of sheep to assess their future. The Roman auspices had 4 distinct duties: to examine the victim or animal before it was opened, to examine the entrails, to observe the flame of the sacrificial fire, and to examine the meat and drink offered in accompaniment of the sacrifice. It was a fatal sign when the heat of the fire was wanting. This occurred when 2 oxen were immolated on the day Caesar was killed. Signs predicting a potential instant disaster were if the priest let the entrails fall, if there was more bloodiness than usual, or the entrails were of a livid color.
Let's go.
Ectispacy is still practiced today in remote parts of the world. For the Garoon, a farming people living in Nepal, the shape and color of a sacrificed chicken's lungs may foretell sickness or good fortune. Analysis. Although ectispacy would commonly be viewed with skepticism by the modern mind, some 20th century scholars suggested that this technique was also a valuable and legitimate form of, essentially, autopsy, which might indicate internal disease tied to poor environmental factors, information that would be important to nomadic peoples.